Mattel took over the license to produce WWE action figures in January 2010, ending Jakks Pacific's 14-year run as the creator and distributor of WWE toys. One of the more successful lines Jakks produced was the Classic Superstars line, which had seen a large portion of wrestling stars from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Hoping to pick up where Classic Superstars left off, Mattel tried to start hot with collectors. How would they entice people to jump into Legends from their large Classic Superstar collections? Let's find out. Designers at Mattel took a different approach. Obviously, the figures. They were released in Elite style, which meant extra articulation, better scaling, and better detail. Instead of re-releasing Legends in attires that had been made in CS assortments, Series 1 included Animal and Hawk in their NWA attires, Dusty Rhodes in the WWF polka dots, Sergeant Slaughter in his AWA attire, Steve Austin with a cloth shirt and vest, and Ricky Steamboat. This was a great strategy. With the exception of Dusty Rhodes, these attires hadn't been done effectively by Jakks. Legends Series 2 followed suit. Iron Sheik, Jake the Snake Roberts, Jimmy Snuka, Rick Rude, and Terry Funk all saw previously unmade attire choices. Kamala's Mattel figure is definitely an upgrade. It was around this time that Mattel would produce an exclusive Legends series for Kmart featuring repackaged figures with Hall of Fame style packaging and Hall of Fame placards that fit in scale with the figures. More exclusives would follow, but first at Toys R Us, where they had their own line of Legends 2-packs. The Bushwhackers, Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, and Bob Orton with Roddy Piper were all included in the first series. A cancelled Series 2 was planned to include the Rockers and the Von Erichs, but low sales halted those plans. Legends Series 3 was a breakout set and included Hacksaw Jim Duggan, a WCW-style Vader, The Rock, British Bulldog, Brian Pillman, and Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect was the first figure in the Legends line to come with a title belt accessory. Let's take a little break to discuss defining moments. The Defining Moments line debuted on shelves around December 2010. It was available at all retailers and priced higher than the Legends line at $24.99 per figure. At the time, a wrestling figure selling at retail at that price was unheard of, and Mattel knew it. So who did they bring in for the first series?
Look at this right now. He exactly looks like me. Not now.
When you need to sell a premium figure, you bring in premium talent. Randy Savage hadn't seen an action figure release in over 10 years. This was huge. Oh yeah, HBK and WrestleMania attire too. Whatever. Series 2 included a first-time release in the Ultimate Warrior as well as The Rock in Attitude Era attire. Series 3 included Ricky Steamboat and Triple H. Series 4 included Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker. Series 5 included Bret Hart and John Cena! Even with mega names, the line wouldn't survive at that price point and would be found in discount stores that year. The series would find its footing in 2014 with a first-time release of Ric Flair. The next figure to find a home in the Defining Moments line was Hulk Hogan. Here's some other defining moments that have been released. Razor Ramon, Sting, and The Undertaker. It's worth mentioning that The Undertaker is a re-release of a San Diego Comic-Con 2010 figure with some minor variations. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Surfer Sting, John Cena, The Ultimate Warrior, and Ric Flair. In 2017, Shinsuke Nakamura, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Chris Jericho. And that wraps up the Defining Moments line. Back to Legends! The Legends line would continue into 2011. Series 4 saw Demolition, Ultimate Warrior, George the Animal Steel, Hillbilly Jim, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Series 5 saw Akeem, Bam Bam Bigelow, Macho Man, and Rick Martel. The line began to lose steam. Series 6 was the final series produced. It included Eddie Guerrero, 2 versions of Kerry Von Erich, Kevin Von Erich, and the Ultimate Warrior. Series 7 of the Legends line was canceled. It was going to include Andre the Giant, Diamond Dallas Page, Magnum TA, Arn Anderson, and Steve Austin. Not long after the line was canceled, a poll was offered to collectors to see which figures they would like to see in Matty Collector's exclusive shop. Exclusive to MattyShop.com, these figures were released from November 2011 to September 2012. The poll winners included Andre the Giant, Diamond Dallas Page, The Rockers, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and King Kong Bundy. This would end the Legends line, but throwback wrestlers would still be available to collectors through the Elite line. The first handful of figures to be released in 2012 as part of the regular line as flashbacks included Kane, Papa Shango, Edge, Big Boss Man, King Booker T, Yokozuna, and Diesel and Kevin Nash.
That's all, folks. Curious how many Undertaker figures were released by who and when? Need a checklist of all the figures now and then? Check us out on the World Wide Webs at figurecollections.com, where you can search for figures by character or company in the largest toy database.